Alright, so here's the APE delay. This is just mode 1, the basic function without an external tap plugged into it, so it stays in the first mode, and if you plug in an external tap it goes into mode 2, but we'll just do mode 1 right now. And I'm just recording this quickly through the mic on the camera and stuff, so you'll at least get a basic idea for what's going on here. So we got the pedal. Knobs that we have volume, and then this is it selects kind of what the filter is on the repeat tails, like whether it's darker when it's turned more to the left or a lot brighter when it's turned to the right. We have this button toggles between this knob and this knob, which are the delay setting, like the delay volume settings, so you can have like a kind of a quieter delay and then one that's more pronounced, and then it toggles between it on these two. And then this is just the bypass. Here's repeat, and then this is modulation, and then over here is the manual time mode. So when this green light over here is solid, we're in manual mode, and then once you start tapping, then the light will blink to whatever the time is that you've tapped in. So if I so basically, we have, like, let's say we set up a lighter delay. So there's a lighter, and then you can switch to a louder. So then we can, of course, get the repeats to feedback if we want them to, if we turn it up too high. So what we got here to modulation. Of course, you can go a lot further with it if you really wanted to. There's some cool tones, like if you turned it all the way up. So we can find like a cool kind of modulation. So basically, and then we can just switch between. So there's a mellower. And this is all clean without any other pedals in front of it or anything like that. So now if we go through the filter setting, and of course the volume, I put a volume on here because if you have the delay, like here's the basic tone, and then we turn on the delay, with a lot of delay on there, it's going to be louder. So we can kind of turn it down a little bit, or we can crank it up if we want. You can basically do whatever you want with it, whether it's super crank. And when you crank it up a lot, it kind of overdrives the circuit, which kind of makes it a cooler, squashier sound and stuff. So going on to the filters, I'm going to keep this pretty high so we can hear what the effect of the filters are. So if you're over in this position, it's super dark. Here, I'll turn the modulation off so we can kind of... Tails are really dark. I'm going to crank it up a little bit. And then you can, if you repeat too high, you get a lot of low end feeding back, which is kind of cool. So that. So if we click it one over, it'll open it up just a little bit and kind of put it more, and then we can click it more. And the more you open it, the less it's filtering the feedback. So sometimes if you go too far, the feedback, you'll have to turn the feedback knob down so you don't get it all squirrely, unless that's what you want. So let's go to another one. So here's another one. Get more in like screamy land, which is cool. Of course, this is all set with the delay super high. It's a lot hotter than our dry signal, as you can tell. So normally I have it like somewhere around here if I want a real washy, but just to hear the effects of what's going on. So here's another one. All the way open, which is kind of cool. I use this one if you want like kind of a screamy. Of course, this is all kind of in the tone of a tape-ish delay and all that kind of stuff, so it's never going to be like super clean like using a digital reverb or something like that. So yeah, so don't expect it to be like super duper clean ever, but that's kind of what ends up being cool, because you kind of create this nice warm vibe with it. And so there's kind of like going through the filter. Normally my spot for live is normally about, I go like 3 clicks, so 1, 2, 3, so somewhere in here, where it's kind of, you got a little bit, you got dark with a little bit of highs on it. So that was front pickup. So there's that, and then if we go a little bit of modulation on there. Tap in slower mode. So there's that. And now if we go in this mode, if we have the manual to over left of center, what we end up with is so there's kind of there's the dotted 8. So if this knob is left of straight up, then the taps are going to be dotted 8s, and then if it's to the right of straight up, then our taps are going to be quarter notes. Or what I like to say is, what you tap is what you get. I mean, you would do quarters, then if you want 8s, switch it down. So that's kind of basically going through. I have a more in-depth one that I'll be coming out with soon, and then that'll show like the mode of when you have the external tap plugged in, then this switch is what switches between dotted 8s and quarters, so you can actually do that on the fly when you need to and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, here's the basic thing, and that's what we got. Thanks for checking it out.